So you want to learn overhead throws with balls and clubs. Let's do it! Okay, well, maybe not at the same time. Look, I'll say right off the bat, when it comes to doing overhead throws with balls, this is not an advanced, it's not even an intermediate trick. People that I've taught how to juggle 2 weeks later are already working on overhead throws. So this is probably a great beginner trick. When you move to working with clubs though, doing overheads with clubs, that's a whole different animal. Let's tackle one at a time. First, balls. Look, when you're going to try to do overhead cascade with balls, you've really got two options. One would be to literally juggle them over your head like so. You'll notice when I'm modeling this particular method, I've got my elbows out in front of me. At this point, my elbows are facing you. By doing the overhead cascade this way, yeah, you can get it done, but it's a very cramped and I think perhaps fairly awkward way of trying to execute that particular trick. So what I'm going to do is encourage you not to do the elbows out in front of you method, and instead take up the method that has been endorsed by people like Anthony Gatto, who can do 7 balls over his head. And that particular method is what I'm going to focus on, and that's where you flare your elbows out to your side, keeping them at or even perhaps above shoulder level, and then use that particular technique to execute the overhead throws. When you have your elbows out to your side, you'll find you have more control over the throws that you're executing. And I think one of the reasons that you have more control is because you're actually using more muscles, and even for that matter, your bones and your skeleton to help you work at that endeavor. It's pretty tiring in the first stages to try to do overhead throws, especially if you're practicing a lot. So, by keeping your elbows out like this and using this technique, you'll find that you're able to go a lot longer. So let's investigate that one first. First thing to do is get used to what it's like to just execute a good throw overhead. So you got 3 props, drop 2 of them. Get your elbows out, and with the one, you're just going to practice this for a few minutes. Get a feel for that. I'm trying to get all the throws to be about the same height. I'm not really rocketing them way up high. No reason to do that. Think about it, 18 inches worth of height. Okay? And I'm trying to make sure as I do this that they're catchable. I don't want to go way out here and then have to come way back over here. So I want to have a nice kind of feel for that. When I'm catching them, okay, I'm catching them so that my palm is not exactly facing you, and it's not exactly facing the ceiling, it's kind of halfway in between. So when the ball comes in, I'm actually sort of using the palm here as a way to guide it in, and then I'm clenching so that my thumb is doing some of the work. And then when I release that throw, I'm using my fingers to help guide the ball where I want it to be. So if I want the ball to kind of go sort of a more flat angle, then I'll use my fingers to help sort of roll it off at that angle. If I want it to go at a sort of a steeper angle, then I'll use my fingers to do that. And again, what you'll do right now is just kind of get used to that one feeling. All right, so go take 1 ball and practice this for a few minutes so you get the feel for it. What you're doing now is building muscle memory. Go, go! Here it is. Now, drill number 2, 2 balls. I'm going to take 2 balls with my dominant hand. For me, that's my right. I'm going to go right throw, left throw, catch. Then I'm going to go left throw, right throw, catch. All the same basics apply. As that first ball is getting to the height of its throw, then I throw the other one underneath it. And I'm remembering to keep my elbows out as I do this so I can keep my throws nice and easy, and hopefully make sure that they're at the same height. Pay attention to what's going on as you're throwing those two. If you notice that one of them's coming out a little bit too far in front, or one of them's coming into the back of you, while you're only working with two, that's the time to kind of work on fixing that. And then when you finally feel comfortable with getting those two, you're ready to move on to three. Go practice, get to two, go. And now, you're putting it all together. You got that muscle memory built up from all those drills. I'm going to go from cascade, and then I'm going to throw one to the height I want to start the overhead at, and then do my first overhead throw. Once I've thrown my first overhead throw, all the other ones after that become the overhead cascade. So, throw the high I want, overhead cascade. That's all there is to it. This is not going to take you a long time to learn. Practice it for about 30 minutes, and my guess is you'll have it down pat. Good luck.